Today I want to talk about when a great candidate has a bad interview. How do you recover? So it's probably happened to many of us where you walk out of an interview and you think, that was the worst interview of my life. I've done badly, I failed, I flopped. But you are a good candidate. You've done well in the past, but for some reason today you are off your game. Perhaps you arrived late. Water under the bridge, you can't change that. Perhaps you got lost. It could be many factors. So after the interview, you need to take stock because you need to be able to, what can you learn from this? Write down the questions that you asked and you think that you did not perform well. What would you have said today now with a clear head? Perhaps also the perception of failing in the interview is just in your head, and perhaps it's you did not do badly in the interview. If you really want the job and you think you did badly, try it again with a note, a recovery note, a thank you note, and maybe give some concrete answers to some of the questions you think you failed at. You may not get a second chance, but use this as a learning experience. Keep in mind also that a bad interview could also mean it's not a fit for you. The job's not for you. The other thing is to keep in mind that some interviewers are very poor interviewers. So if you get an interviewer that is not concentrated on what you're saying, looks at their watch, takes phone calls, or any of those kinds of things during an interview, you might be thrown off your game. So before you beat yourself up, use it as a learning experience. And I suggest strongly that you write it down. What made you go off track? Or maybe you just had a bad day. So don't beat yourself up, but use it as a learning experience. An update to a story that I had a couple of weeks ago about Dick and Jane, where Dick was in 4th place and came back in 1st place and got the job. I'm happy to report that Jane did the same thing and last week scored herself a great job, an even better job than the first one she was going for. I'm Dawn Williams from Sirius Personnel, and if ever you have some comments or suggestions for topics, I can be reached at SiriusPersonnel.com or on LinkedIn. Happy selling.